Hello everybody, good afternoon, how are you? It's been a little while since I've hopped on live, so I thought I would pop on live here, talk about covering dark circles and hyperpigmentation and how I just kind of combat that, or especially how I combat that on people that I do makeovers on as well, not just myself. And then the news that I wanted to share is, well, we've got a lot of exciting things coming up here in the mascara world, but I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be trying to transition. I'm still going to keep this group available on here, but I'm also going to be transitioning and doing some stuff over on my page, which is Love Yourself Pretty by Melissa. So it's a page versus a group. And I'm going to be doing some other things on that page, a lot of hair tutorials and some fashion, a lot of just more things other than just makeup. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you haven't liked or followed that page, just hop on over there and do that. That way you catch everything. And then I'll still be sharing a lot of that stuff to this group as well. It just won't always be live. So that's my special news. So with that being said, let's get started and talk about covering dark circles and hyperpigmentation. So one of the biggest things with dark circles and any hyperpigmentation, which is any darker discoloration on your face, is you want to use something that is going to disguise that coloration prior to putting on any sort of a lighter color or like your foundation. So what I like to use, there's a couple different options, but one of my favorites to use is actually one of our lip and cheek colors, and it's called Frenchie. So it sounds kind of weird, looks kind of weird because it's kind of an orangey color, but let me just pull it out and show you guys here. It works awesome. Really, really good. And I used it the other day on a girl that had some hyperpigmentation, like on her cheek. There was one spot in particular that really always bothered her. And so I used this color here called Frenchie. So it's kind of a peachy color. It's goofy looking. But I used it on the area of hyperpigmentation, just on her cheek, before I put on her base color. And it really helped to disguise that. She was very happy and just loved that she had found that. So I just thought that I would share that with you guys so that you know that that's an option. Another color that I use often for underneath dark circles is this color here. And it's called Mango. So it's kind of similar, has the same idea, because it is kind of an orangey. This one's just a little more orange, obviously, than that one. But that's another one that I also use. But I do, if you've got really deep dark circles or the darker hyperpigmentation, this is definitely a good one to go with prior to applying any sort of concealer or foundation. So what I'm going to do is just apply a little bit of this with my finger right underneath my eye first. And then I'm just going to let this kind of soak in before I put on any other color. So it doesn't take a lot, you guys. A little bit of this goes a long ways because this makeup is cream based. It's like a second layer of skin too, which is awesome. It moves with the, as we move and our skin moves, it moves with your skin, which is amazing. Doesn't dry out, doesn't oxidize. So it really gives you a youthful look. But I just kind of want this to set on the skin here a little bit first before I put anything else over it. So I'm even going to put it up along my eyelids because I have darkness up there as well. And then I have a little bit of melasma up here too. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on those areas too. And then, but anywhere. So I'm not really going to use it anywhere else on my face because I don't have a ton of hyperpigmentation, but you guys can use it anywhere. So if you have any particular dark spots that bug you, just put this on prior to the rest of your makeup and it will really help to disguise that. So I'm just going to keep using my finger here and I'm just going to lightly blot this and I'm going to blend it in a little bit because just like the rest of the makeup, you kind of want to stipple the makeup almost, press it into your pores. So I'm just going to put this right here and then just let that soak in for a little bit. Okay, so the next step here, I'm just going to go on and do a little bit of the lower half of my makeup and just kind of let that sit for a few. So I'm going to put on my base highlight, which right now is Sandy. So I'll show you guys. I have everything here in this compact, but right here is my base highlight. And throughout the year, I do change colors because my tan goes away and I really get white in the winter. So if you guys are using mascara makeup and all of a sudden you feel like you can see texture a little bit more or it just doesn't look right, it's probably because you guys need to change shade, right? So as we're going into winter, you'll need to go to something a little bit lighter. So if you're confused about what color you should go to next, just resend me your makeup free selfie and I'll get you color matched. Because we definitely don't want you walking around with the wrong color. That's no good. Okay. So I'm going to bring this up just along my nose a little bit here too. And then I'll start to bring this up here along my forehead, okay? So as I'm doing this, I'm really going to stipple this makeup. Just, you see how that already is starting to disappear? I got to get these little bangs out of my forehead here. They drive me bonkers. They like to get in my way. Okay, so look at that already. That's barely any makeup that I just put on, and it's going bye-bye. See ya later, right? Because who wants their hyperpigmentation to stand out? Okay, so let me let you guys in on a little secret. So I do not like when I can feel makeup on my face. It just is one of my pet peeves. It drives me berserk. I don't like it to feel heavy. I don't like it to look cakey. So here's the deal. This makeup doesn't do that. And prior to using this makeup, I had tried a ton of different makeups. I'm not going to name any names in particular, but a lot of different products out there, and I could feel all of them, and I didn't really like the look of them. So I went to a tinted moisturizer, which I loved the way it felt. The problem is it didn't cover up anything. So I still could always see my hyperpigmentation, which actually, and there's not a lot of people that pointed it out, but there's a few people that are like the people that would tell you that you have something in between your teeth that were like, oh, you have some dirt on your forehead. And I'm like, it's not dirt. It's melasma. It's pregnancy, hyperpigmentation. Anyways, so when I found this makeup and realized that I couldn't feel it on my face and that I actually could have some coverage, that was it. I was sold, right? Because it was like everything I was looking for and more, okay? So that's my little story and I'm sticking to it. So what I'm doing now is just going in and applying a little bit of my base highlight around my eye too for some color correction. And look at that. So I haven't brightened anything up here yet, but look at how much better that looks already. No brainer. I love this stuff, you guys. So I just think that it works so well for all skin types. Actually, it does work really well for all skin types. I have mature skin, I have younger skin, I have acne prone skin, I have rosacea customers, you name it, I've got it. They love it. It's awesome. So that's why I love sharing this, because it truly is a one-of-a-kind makeup and people really like it. So I like to share about things that people like and that I like. Okay, so let's do some brightening now. So now I'm going to take this color called Moonlit and I'm going to brighten around my eyes. So this is really where the magic starts to happen, because it's going to lift my eye. It's going to give me that youthful dewy glow just right in the middle here, right where you want all that extra brightness. That, you know, as we age, our skin, not only does it get discolored, but it starts to lose its shine. It becomes more dull. So this is amazing at helping to brighten things up again. So look, oh my gosh, you guys, look at that. That was like the smallest amount of makeup, and look at the difference. That's huge. That's huge. I think that looks so much better. And it was so easy to do with my handy little brush here, and literally I just seriously dipped that in like 3 times, and look at that. So awesome. And let me just show you guys here too. So I'm gonna do like 1, 2, 3 and just show you guys. You really can't even see much on the tip of this brush because there's not much there. You do not need much. And look at, did you see that? How that just brightened right there? That little tiny bit went a long ways. So the other cool thing is that pretty much all of these tins of makeup, each color is $14, and it will last you a long time, which to me is huge because that's a lot less money spent a year on makeup. And then really when you have to replace something, it's like one thing at a time. So like I'm getting a little close here, but even though that wasn't a color I was using, when I replace this, it's $14. I don't have to go buy a whole $60 bottle of whatever it is, your liquid foundation or, powder. It's $14. That's it. And like I said, it'll last you forever because a little bit of this goes a long ways. Look at that. Brightened and glowing. Okay, so now the next step is contouring. So if you're new to contouring, this is the perfect place to start because you cannot screw up cream-based makeup because it blends. Everything blends. So if you get too much, you blend it out. If you get it in the wrong spot, you blend it out. Like you don't have to go redo your whole face because you did a tiny little screw up. Because let's face it, I don't have time for that, and I don't think most of you do either, especially as a busy mom. It's like, I maybe want to spend 5 minutes doing my makeup, if that, so I can do a full face and really go fancy in under 10 minutes, and that's fancy, so just saying. Okay, so let's move on to contour. I have a ton of contour colors here, so this is my artist palette. The one that I have here in this little palette is Indigo. This is a beautiful, dark, lovely color. I'm going to pull out a different color just because I've been using that a lot lately just to show you something different. You know what? I'm going to show you guys the new one, Henna. Okay, so this is such a beautiful warming color. It's similar to olive, but I would say just a little bit more olive. So maybe a little darker is what I would say. But it's really pretty. So let me pull it out here. Look at this beautiful tin, beautiful brand new tin. That's what it looks like, okay? So I'm going to put this color on, and that way you guys can see what it looks like. Because contour colors are a little more versatile. Most people can get away with 2 to 3 contours that look good. Okay, so let's apply this to my cheek, okay? So I already have fairly high cheeks, but I do want to lift them a little bit more. So the thing about my facial structure, because I have higher cheeks and I have this indentation here, I don't want to add too much to where it makes my face look gaunt, even more thin. So when you look at your face, look at those sort of things. In general, this is an easy thing to follow. I just know that I don't want to come down too far on my face. Okay, so for more a rounded face, if you didn't have the indentation there, you could come down a little bit farther. But for me, I'm just going to start right at the corner of my ear. And I'm just going to angle down, just like this. And I'm coming right up underneath, kind of on my cheekbone. And I'm just going to stop just right here, like at the corner of my eye. Like I said, because I already have some of this narrowing of the face there, I'm going to stop there, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing here. Isn't this color pretty? It's super warming, you guys. It's really pretty on a lot of different skin tones. They did a really good job coming out with a new contour that's versatile. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? Okay, and then you're going to see some magic happen as I continue here. So this is one of my favorite parts to contour too, is my forehead. This is one area that I really didn't contour that much before until I got into Maskcara Beauty makeup. I did a little bit on my cheeks, but I never really did on my forehead. I don't have a real large forehead, so if you have a larger forehead, you can actually bring this contour color down farther, and it will make your forehead appear smaller. But I just like that it adds a teeny bit of dimension here by adding just a little color up there. Isn't that cool? And then I'm going to come just right along my jawline here and just kind of really help to pronounce my jawline by just adding a little shadow underneath. This is a fun trick too. And I'll show you guys the nose contour because it's been a little while since I've done the nose contour and I want you guys to be able to see how it's done. I'm going to use a little smaller brush, and the reason I'm going to use a smaller brush is just because I already have a small nose. So if I use a bigger brush, I feel like it gets in all the places that I don't want it to be. So I'm actually going to use this multitasker brush and show you exactly where you should put the lines. I'm going to clean it off with my Restore brush cleaner, which you guys, if you didn't see, starting tomorrow, the 25th, this is how easy it is to clean, and it smells delicious. Cotton candy. Starting tomorrow, this and the Stay Spray with SPF, yay! They are going to be on sale for $19 a piece, and they're originally $28 and $29, so that's a $10 savings, which is awesome. And it's because they're changing the way this looks, just the packaging. So they're moving out, right? So it's only while supplies last. So you definitely want to get this stuff now because you're going to save yourself possibly $20 if you get them both, if not more, if you get more. Are you getting rid of the Restore? No, we're not getting rid of the Restore at all. We're still going to have it. It's just repackaging. So, okay. So here we go. So I'm going to use my little multitasker here. And in general, you want your darker color to start, and this is the henna still, the same contour. I'm just going to draw where you want your lines, okay? And then we'll blend. Because I don't want to go out of the house looking like that. I don't know about the rest of you, but yeah, no. Okay, and then here, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. So the thing with the contour is that a lot of people don't get their lines close enough to show that narrowing effect. So you want this close. This is how close you want them, right? You don't want them touching, but you do want them close, okay? So then once you get them that close, you can blend a little bit, okay? So I'm just going to start to blend down a little bit on the sides. Can you see how that's narrowing my nose already? And I'm not even done yet. So I'm just going to blend down. And then at the top, I'm going to blend with my finger. Okay? And then what you want to do is just take your brightening highlight. So the brightest color that I used, which was the one around my eyes, which was Moonlit, I'm just going to run right down the center of my nose. So right where, just like that. Do you see that? Isn't that cool? So do you see how that really, you know, because obviously the darker shades are gonna make things disappear, and the bright are gonna draw attention. So that draws attention just right to that narrow line. So that's the idea behind the contouring of your nose. So you're just shading here, and then just nice bright color right in the center, like a small little line right there, just like I did. Isn't that cool? So it's easy to do. I would say it's a little harder to do on my nose, and that is only because it's small already. Other people, it's super easy. And you can use, like, for example, this brush is really great to use for nose contouring because you can just kind of dip it in and then just press it on. Okay? All right. So that's that. Let's move on here. Okay, so next, I'm going to put some cheeks on because I need color. You guys, it's supposed to like snow here this weekend. I don't even know what to do with myself because snow in September, well, let me just tell you what might happen if it snows in September. All the people that are moving to this area from out of state might decide that they want to move somewhere else. So, you know, just saying. Anyways, I'm losing my tan super quick because the sun has disappeared very quickly and I need color. So, I'm going to put on some color. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to put on this one right here. It's a brick color. It is sandstone. I love sandstone, and it's the perfect color for fall. It's one of my faves. So let's put this on because it's gorgeous. And it's really pretty on a lot of different skin tones. I use this on fair skin, tan skin, you name it. Okay, so did you see I just put this kind of right on top of my contour? And then I'm going to start to blend out, but I'm going to put that on first, and then I'm going to go ahead and with my multitasker brush, I'm going to put on my lips here. And this is the same color. This is a Cyan Stone. Isn't this pretty? I like this multitasker brush because I feel like I can get this on really precise, which is nice. Okay. And then I'll show you guys a fun little trick if you want to make your lips appear a little bit larger. Okay, love that. So let's blend here. So what I'm going to do to blend is just start doing some little circular motions here. And what you want to keep in mind, and smiling too helps to make sure you get it right on the apples of your cheeks. And what you want to keep in mind with blending is that you don't want to overblend, because if you overblend, things disappear. So like my contour line here, I'm just going to blend up a little bit so it kind of starts to, see how it blends in then with the cheeks? But I don't want to overblend where it disappears, because then that's going to take away the magic, right? Then my cheeks won't appear lifted and youthful. So the same thing here. You can just pat, you can do some circles, blend up here, smile, get it on those apples. Isn't that color pretty? I just love this color. It's definitely up there in one of my favorites too. It's hard for me to pick, honestly it would be hard for me to pick a top 5 because we have so many fun colors and it really depends on the look you're going for. So I feel like, you know, if you're going for a fall look, if you're going for a summer look, if you're going for like date night look, it's really hard to just pick one. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so loving that. Okay, let's go next. So the next thing, I have everything on, but I do need to set. So I like to set with setting powder. In the summer months, I often like to set with our Stay Spray, just because it's got the SPF. And then I can continue to spray this on. I actually take this to the beach a lot or the pool, and I'll just spritz this on because every couple hours or so you're supposed to reapply your SPF. So I'll spritz this on my face, and then I've actually used it on a lot of the rest of my body as well, and it smells so good. So, oh, I hear my doorbell ringing. That is my 7-year-old who keeps ringing the doorbell and the door is unlocked. She's a goofball. Well, she'll figure it out. Maybe. Okay, so anyways, I'm setting this with our Vanilla Dust setting powder, and I like to set the makeup with my beauty sponge all around the T-zone areas. And the reason why I like to do that is because I can really press it in, because those areas get a lot of movement, and I don't want to get a lot of creasing, so I do that. And then everywhere else, come in, honey. And everywhere else, I'm just going to, she figured it out, brush on with my V-squared brush, because that doesn't get as much movement.
Mom?
Yes, honey?
We're knocking on the door and ringing the doorbell.
I know, and it's open, goofballs.
Sorry. I got my hair short.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love it.
Oh my gosh, that's so pretty.
Isn't that?
Mom,
Okay, I'm finishing up a video, guys. I'll be out in just a few, okay?
can you play Roblox?
Sure.
Roblox.
Okay. So anyways, it's after school. So I set with my setting powder. I use the beauty sponge or the perfector sponge just to really press in those areas in the T-zones, because those get the most movement. And everywhere else, I just lightly dust it on with the big fluffy end of the B-square. Recap there since there was a little distraction. Okay, so let's do some eyes, some eyebrows to finish up this look. Let's say here. You guys, we have so many fun shadows. I have the hardest time picking what I ever want to do. So I'm just going to do something really mellow today, since we don't have any grand plans. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a few different things because I have, and then we have Spark. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is Sabrina. This is one of my all-time favorites. It looks just like that. It's a cream, and it's got a little shimmer, which is always fun. Okay. And then I'm going to do more of a neutral. We're going to do, let's do the Cayman bronzer. So this is what the Cayman bronzer looks like. It's just a very light neutral brown. And I'm going to go ahead and put this all over on my actual brow space here, almost to the top of my brow even. And you see this color is really neutral, and it's definitely a lighter brown, but I'm gonna go for neutral today here. Super pretty. Okay. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of, let's see if I have Leo in here. I like Leo. So Leo is like an orange color. I do have Leo in here. So this is Leo. Don't be scared, it's gorgeous, okay? I'm gonna put this all over my lid space here. Just kind of lightly dust it on. And then I'll do the same thing with this one. Isn't that pretty? This is pretty for blue eyes too. Okay, so I have Sabrina, and then I have my Cayman bronzer, and then I have Leo, this orange color. And then I'm gonna pull in a little bit of this dark brown called Cocoa. And I'm gonna flip to this small end, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of like a V shape on the outside here, just to add some dimension. And then I'm gonna do some more sparkle on the inner corner, or I should say shimmer, on the inner corner of my eye and kind of right in the center here. Okay, I'm gonna blend this out first. So, and then I'll open my eyes so you guys can see. See how that's just adding a little bit of extra dimension there? So if you guys have more hooded eyes, so I have deep set eyes. They are set farther back in my head. But if you had the more hooded eyelids, it's actually better to put on your shadows with your eyes open, because you're gonna get a lot of movement in your eyelids with the hooded. So if you have hooded eyes, keep your eyes open when you do your shadows, okay? I close just because I have the deeper set, okay? So let's do this other eye here with the darker color, and then we'll bring in a little more shimmer to the center here. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to comment below, and then if you're catching this on replay, #replay. And if you find this valuable and you want to share with your friends, please do not hesitate, please share. And I love knowing where my listeners are tuning in from, so let me know where you're watching from. Okay. So just blending this out a little bit, and then we'll go to some shimmer. Okay, just gonna make sure these are even here. Even, Steven. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna add just a teeny bit more here. Okay. All right, so I'm also gonna take this dark color and pull it underneath on my eye, but let's just finish up with the shimmer on the inner corner of my eye. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this one out here. This one is Blondie, not Goldie. Blondie, isn't that pretty? And I'm gonna put just this like right here, kind of more towards the inner corner of my eye. You can start to see that shimmer. I'll come closer. Isn't that pretty? So it's just a little hint of shimmer, that gold. There you can see it as I open there. Isn't that pretty? And if you ever want to make your shadows a lot more pigmented, these are already really pigmented, but if you really, really want them to pop, if you're doing a look, even whether it be Halloween, whatever, or you're going out on the town and you need something that's super pigmented, you can actually take your Stay Spray. And what I like to do is just spray like one spritz or two in the lid, and then you would just dip whatever brush you're using into the Stay Spray and then dip it into your eyeshadow, whatever one you're using, and it'll make it a lot more pigmented. So that's just a little tip if you want to do that. I really like to do that when I'm using my shadow for a liner. So I'm going back to Cocoa here and just adding this underneath on my lower lash line. But if I want a liner, let's say I'm using like, Salem, which is almost a black shadow, and I want to do like a small line, eyeliner up here, I would take just a smaller brush, let's say like this one, which is the multitasker, the other end, and do that same dipping motion. I do that quite a bit, and it works actually really well. And it stays on really well too, because that Stay Spray is a primer. So just an FYI. Lots of fun little tricks. It's Tip Tuesday, right? Okay. Isn't that pretty there? Yeah. And I always like to bring this up too, just to kind of add almost like that cat eye look. Yeah, okay. So let's do a little illuminator. I've got to do my brows because we can't be leaving them like that. But I'm going to do a little illuminator. Let's do, let's see here. How about, since we're kind of going with a gold theme, we might as well do Georgia right there. So I like to do my illuminators just kind of right here along my cheek, and I almost form like a small little C shape here. Isn't that pretty? It adds just a little hint of glow and illumination. So I really like it, especially now that I've been doing it a lot. I kind of feel almost naked if I don't finish it off with my illuminator, because I do think it makes a difference, and I love doing it just on the tip of my nose. Isn't that pretty? And I love, love, love doing it on my lips. So I had it like right there in the center, and you can actually do it right in your Cupid's bow there too, just to kind of help accentuate that area. Isn't that pretty though? I love that. And another fun trick is to take your contour color and put, so this was the henna, and just put a little bit underneath your lip. And it just adds a little shadow, and it makes your lip look more pouty. I think that's such an easy, fun trick. And then I'm actually going to use this for my eyebrows too. So I'm going to do Lazy Girl brows today. And Lazy Girl brows involve a spoolie, and I'm just going to dip my spoolie inside the henna contour, and I'm just going to brush it on my brows. So I love this trick. I think for all of us mommies or women that don't have a ton of time to put on makeup, this is a really cool, fun, easy trick. So same thing here. And that's really all I'm going to do. I mean, you could flip this brush around because it does have the small end if you want to do any sort of detailing, you know, maybe make it a little darker down here, because you want the darkest part of your brows to actually be this bottom line and then this outer corner. So that's another little tip if you guys did not know that. And then that's it. I'm done with my brows. So that's the henna. Look at the blue. Look at those colors that I used. Those baby blues are popping. Just saying, if you got blue eyes, these are some good colors. So, okay, so I'm going to finish up with my mascara. So one of these days, Maskcara Beauty is going to come out with a mascara. But our CEO, Kara, is so innovative. She will not come out with anything on the market unless it's like nothing else on the market, okay? So mascara is a hard thing to come out with that's 100% perfect, awesome, unlike anything else. So we haven't got there yet, but we will. In the meantime, I wanted to show you guys that my favorite mascara is Lancome Big Monsieur, and it looked like this over the holidays, looks like this usually, and is blue like this if it's waterproof. So whatever you guys prefer, but this is one of my all-time favorite mascaras, and I like my other makeup. Have really tried a ton of mascaras because I'm always looking for extra volume and extra length in my lashes because I don't have an over amount of either of those for my lashes. So I've tried a ton. And I do like this L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. I am a big fan of primers. I notice a huge difference for me personally when I do and when I don't use a primer. I feel like I have to apply way more mascara when I don't use a primer, and I feel like my lashes are a lot healthier because this also helps to condition them when I use a primer. And the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, I buy from the grocery store. It's like $7. So that's an added bonus too. This I usually buy at Ulta. You can also get it at Sephora, online. whatever works for you. And I think it's like, I don't know, $28, somewhere around there. But anyways, it's the bomb. I like it. And like I said, I wanted something that provided both length and volume. And this, I feel like, is the best one for both, for me. So, voila. Okay, so I'm going to put on this, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I've been on here forever, and watching people put on mascara is boring, I think. I don't know, unless you're showing something that's like way different than anything else, right? Okay, so here we go. So one side of my face is done because I have my eyes on, my mascara. The other side isn't, but I'm going to let you guys go. If you guys ever have any questions, make sure to let me know. I love questions, and I love knowing where you guys are tuning in from because that helps me know kind of good times to pop on too, because if I have more East Coasters, more West Coasters, more Mountain Standard Time, like where we are, it just helps. So, anywho, let me know. And hope you guys have a fabulous, maybe I'll be on here for the rest of the evening because this thing is being goofy. Okay, there we go. I can finish it now. Every now and then I have a brain fart. You know, it just happens. Okay, so I can finish now. But anyways, you guys have a good Tuesday. I will hopefully be popping on here soon. But like I said in the beginning, I'm going to try to be going on to my Facebook page more often. I will repost everything, but in terms of lives, I'm going to try to do it there more. So if you guys haven't transitioned over to Love Yourself Pretty by Melissa, the page, the business page, hop on over there, like and follow, and that way you'll get my notifications when I pop on live. All right, guys, have a good evening.